chasing money actually makes you more poor. The more you work hard, the more poor you become. You go into this vicious cycle of like, why is it I never get rich? I've got a pay rise, my money keeps going up, but all of a sudden I just seem not to accumulate anything in my bank account. Let me tell you something. The goal is to have money work for you, not you work for money. Most of us earn money, spend it, and expect happiness to follow after that. In this video, I'm going to give you reasons as to why you chasing money is actually making you more poorer than you should actually be. So my name is Lucia Kawa. If you do not know who I am, I make self-development and personal development videos, and I'm a serious self-help book reader. I read books and use the knowledge that I get from there to inspire you. If you're someone who wants to add value in your life, then this video is for you. The pitfall of lifestyle inflation. Now, we all know what inflation is. You know, you've had these conversations where you've said to yourself, oh my God, the prices are so high. Today it was £1.50, I've woken up, tomorrow it's £2.10. And that conversation that you have with you is all to do with inflation, you know, the prices of things not matching, you know, the income that we're getting, and everything to do with the economy. Now, there is something called the pitfall lifestyle that you're having. Have you noticed that when you start earning more money, you start spending more? Imagine this scenario. You know, you get a good pay rise, you get a bit of more money into your bank account, you decide to buy yourself a new car, you show your friends this new car, you show your colleagues this new car, you show everybody that you can, you know, with this new car, and this new car just makes you happy because it is your new car out of the hard work that you've put in. At first, it feels amazing and the greatest achievement that you have had, but over a period of time, you get used to this new comforts. It becomes a car that you drive, you know, to go to work, a car that you're now, you know, using for communal activities and stuff like that. So that new car that was really exciting to you becomes the new normal. But what you tend not to understand is that here's the catch. When your income increases, your expenses increase as well. You start to live larger, you know, rather than living smart. You save less. So you kind of think to yourself, oh my God, what is really happening? To be very honest with you, so many times when someone is saying that I'm working hard to have more money or to get more money, literally that money that you're earning, you've already put a target on where you want to spend the money. You're already saying to yourself, I wish I could have more money so I can buy that item. I have these conversations with my friends, and sometimes I do think about it because I always say, oh my God, if only I can have more money, then I can take myself to that hotel. If only I can have so much money, then I can buy myself that lovely dress. So my working hard and more money is to spend on those material things that I want to put in my house, which actually makes me more poorer because no matter how much money I get, I already have a target of where I'm going to spend it. Someone once said that look around your room and look around your house and remember that everything that you see around was once money. It was literally money at one point in your life. The next point is the hedonic treadmill. I don't know if you've heard about that, but let me explain a little bit about that. So for the next point, let's think about Rachel. Rachel bought a new car. She has told her friends and family about it. She's very excited about this new car. You know, everybody knows about this new car. And over a certain period of time, this new car becomes something that is normal to her, becomes, you know, second nature to her. It now just becomes a car that she uses to go to places here and there. The excitement that she had in the very beginning is not there anymore because now everybody knows about it. So what does Rachel do? Rachel starts thinking about her next big purchase. You know, this idea of seeking short-term happiness, this idea of thinking that excitement, that thrill that you feel when something new has come in your life, the kind of happiness that you feel at that very moment. So that particular example is what psychologists call the hedonic treadmill. It's the idea of the excitement that you feel at that very moment, and you want more and more and more and more, but it never leads you to the kind of happiness that you want to feel. And this is what is happening to Rachel in that kind of scenario. It's sort of this idea that, you know what, the more I buy, the more I'll feel happy. But you're never satisfied because after that new purchase, you're seeking out for new excitement and all that kind of thing. That is why you see a lot of people, including me, that every single time you buy a new dress, you're so excited for that new dress. When that new dress arrives at home, you have this new dress, you try it on in different ways, you style it in different ways, and months later, it's just a dress in your closet. It doesn't have that excitement and that value that you had at that very moment. So what do? You go again and buy another dress. you go again and try to get more money, and you keep on chasing money, because as you're chasing money, you're chasing to have that thrill and that excitement, the hedonic treadmill. So then we talk about the high risk investments. Now this is a very big touchy subject, because when it comes to high risk investment, is this idea that they kind of sell you that if you put a particular amount of money and you invest, the returns to that are really going to be massive and big. So for example, let's say this, you decide to invest in one kind of cryptocurrency. You put your money into this investment, and at the beginning of it, the money goes up all of a sudden, okay, and you feel excited, you feel happy, and then it goes down, and now the market has gone down, it crashes, and then you lose your investment. What do? You try again, you try as much as you can, because remember, the tag that was put to that was high risk investment. So they have already preconditioned you that at some point it's going to fail. It's part of the risk. It's a risk that you have to take in order for you to get so much more. But then you're in this vicious cycle of like, you're chasing that big particular thing. I've had conversations with so many people that say to me, if you put £100 in this cryptocurrency, I guarantee you're going to get £1,000 back, £2,000 back. It's very easy, because it's very easy money, because you're chasing that money. You want more of that money. The pride that someone sits down and tells you that I did cryptocurrency and I got 20,000 pounds out of that. And then you start scratching your head and you're thinking to yourself, where? You know what? I'm not getting anything out of this. But you got 20,000, so let me try to chase that 20,000. And the funny thing is that the conversations that you have with these people, they tell you that it's a high risk. Yes, I lost so much money. You will lose and you'll get there. But that whole idea creates a poverty mindset, because you never get out of this treadmill cycle. You never get out of that cycle of always chasing money. Because if you think about it this way, when it comes to high risk investment, it gives you like that kind of shortcut to wealth. You just think all of a sudden you are going to be wealthy and you're going to have that kind of money. And I do not know how many times I can say this, that when it comes to money is a choice. Every choice that you make is how much financially free you are going to be in the future. Right now, the goal that most of us should be having is working hard for our retirement, not working hard for the flashy things and the things that people can see or the things that people touch. There is a reason as to why they say wealthy people always tone down on the kind of things that they're doing. You find someone with so much money, but the car that they drive is a really old car, and you wonder, why are you driving that old car? You have a lot of money to spend on it. The idea is not about spending, it's about being smart. It's about thinking about your retirement. We all want to retire early and enjoy our lives. I've seen people, God forbid, I hope that's not me, getting to the age of 60 and 70 and have to wake up every single morning at 5 o'clock, at 6 o'clock, and go for a job and keep working hard, because they are working for their retirement money. You know what? They are paying for the choices that they made in their life, but they are towards the end of their life, like literally 80, 90. You just have to enjoy peacefully your life for all the hard work that you've done. But because of the choices that we have made at a younger age, we start paying those kind of choices. So money is always a kind of choice that we make, and I have made bad choices when it comes to money, and I'm learning from them. Literally learning. When you think about something called the opportunity cost, you understand that is something that we're all suffering with. That is something that we're all struggling with, the majority of us, especially if you're someone that works. So when it comes to opportunity cost, it means that someone who is working 80 hours a week, for example, it means that they're missing out on things to do with family. They're missing out to do anything with their own personal life. The time to wind down, they are working instead. They are not taking care of their own health. What is self-care to them? Self-care is just going and working, putting your head down and earning more and more money. But at the end of the day, at what cost? Burnout is created, stress is created, these kind of things that literally put you down. I'm currently reading a book that is The Wealth That Money Cannot Buy, and in that book itself, it clearly explains this idea of chasing money is so beautiful, but the most beautiful money that you have within your own self is literally yourself, your health, and how you are. Wealth is money. You want to live as healthy and as strong as you can, so you can get to enjoy the fruits of your labor when you get there. Otherwise, if you keep chasing that money and not making smart choices at this very time, you are going to get into that kind of situation of like over and over again. We need to understand this, that every single one of us has an unfair advantage. If you understand your unfair advantage and tap into that, you are going to build wealth, and you're not just going to build money like money in your bank account, but you're going to build wealth, because your unfair advantage is what makes you stand out amongst everybody else that is like you, you know. But you have something that is very unique about you. That is why you find people saying there is something unique about that person, there's something different about that person. They have some uniqueness to them. There is some kind of unfair advantage that makes them stand out. So when it comes to things to do with chasing money, you need to remember, what is my unfair advantage? What are the things that actually do also make me happy? In the Konkani method by Maria Kondo, she says that, you know, only keep the things that, you know, spark joy. We get into this idea of like, let me buy as many things, I'm going to feel happy. But 2 months later, it doesn't really happen. But if you understand what your unfair advantage is as a human being, you use that to manipulate a lot of things. You use that to your advantage. For example, I'll give you a very good example. It's like someone who's a basketball player. For example, you give birth to a child and this child is just abnormally taller than everyone. You just know that this kid has an unfair advantage because there's a possibility, if they love it, that they can play basketball. You know, there is that kind of idea that they could be different. For example, if your child is also growing up in a particular way, you can be like, okay, this kid has a potential of being a model, or a potential of being, you know, different. We are working in industries whereby we're working so hard so that our families, our children do not get to go through the things that we went through. That could be their unfair advantage, because they'll grow up in an environment whereby they are going to be taught these things at a younger age that will help them. I for sure know that financial advice was not my unfair advantage, because it was nothing that was taught to us in that kind of way, you know. So that's not something that I'm very strong at. But however, someone who has grown up in a family whereby financial education is the core, I guarantee you that they make smarter choices when it comes to money, and they understand the value of money, not just as a paper, but the value of what money can get you and what it cannot get you. Just because you earn more, it doesn't mean that you have to live a bit more. That is why it's so important that you have to make choices that are so important. I did not understand this idea of like, when you get your money, budget. Sit down and budget what you're going to spend it on, budget what you're going to do with it, budget every single kind of way. Because let me say something to you, not everybody is financially literate. Just because someone earns a lot of money does not mean they're financially smart. I know people that earn 100k but they're still struggling. There's a time I had a conversation with a friend that earns 100k in a year, and I'm earning 1,200 in a year, and we're talking about the same problems. We're talking about how the prices have gone up, we can't afford this, we can't afford that, everything has increased. And I'm thinking, if I'm managing on 1,200 a month, you are maybe having 3,000 a month. There is no comparison. You have 3,000, I have 1,200, just half of what you earn, and we're having the same conversation. It's because financial literacy is very different. We are all in this cycle of like, I am going to chase money. We are working as hard as we can because we want to chase money. We are trying in so many ways to do as many shifts to help so many people, so that, you know, at some point we can have this money. But the more you chase money, the poorer you become. But when you get money and use that money, make that money work for you, it's so much better. You know, thinking about long-term goals rather than short-term goals like retirement. I talk about retirement because so many people don't understand what pension is. So many people don't understand that you have to try as much as you can to put your pension away. I don't know how pension works in the UK properly. I only know what I do personally. I pay a certain percentage of my pension, but I don't know if you can pay it until you're 21 years old. That's when I was 21 many years ago, and you could only pay in the pension pot until you turn 21. So I started paying pension since I was the age of 21. But it's so important. You've got the government one and you've got the private one. So many people don't understand the fact that you have got government one. So many people don't understand that you have got a private one that you can pay from your job, because I think it's a legal sort of thing that all companies should offer some sort of pension to their workers, and then it's your choice to think about that. It's so important that we have to think about that. So you have to let your money work for you. If you're working as hard as you can, what measures are you putting in place? Otherwise, money will never be something that will spark joy for you, because it's something that you keep chasing and you keep wanting to have. Materialistic things are beautiful, and I'll go back to the same quote that say that look around you. Everything around you was once money. This microphone was once, £400. This was money. My camera was once £3,000, which was once money. My laptop was money at some point. It was like 1,900. That was money at some point that I had in my bank account. But it's all out to things I can visually see, but I can't use these things. I can't get my microphone and go to the shop and be like, I can give you my microphone, which costed me around 300, 400 pounds. It was a gift anyways. But to get this microphone and say, I'm going to give you this microphone and you give me a banana or you give me pasta, it doesn't work like that. You can't pick up your laptop and say, this laptop is worth 1,400 pounds. You know what? Do you mind if I can pick up a TV? I pay you this and you give me that. No, you can't pay with the material things that you've bought, only with the money that you have in your bank account. And when that money is empty in your bank account, there's nothing else that you can buy, But even speaking about the idea of money, it is very deep rooted in culture things and culture benefits. But let me know what you think about this idea of chasing money and this idea that the society has created that we all have to kind of be rich. But I think about richness is subjective to an individual and also what they want in their lives. So let me know what you think about this idea of chasing money. But until next time, my name is Lucia K. I'm going to end this video here. I do not know how long this video is going on for, but hopefully it has gone on for a reasonable time when it comes to this chasing money idea. Bye.